Roberto wins the lag.
Gomes wins the lag. He actually played really well earlier on. Started brightly and seemed to grow in strength really in his opening match against Mark Bosch. Both of those players coming in for the first time in this group.
Rack number 1, Roberto Gomes to break.
And if he can pick up from there in this one, then Kristina Tkach is really going to have it all to do. Here we go then, race to 5, as ever in Championship League.
Foul.
Well, that's just not the way you want to start at all.
Ball in hand.
Couple of balls down on the break, but scratched in the side. The 2 went in straight away. The 1 joined it eventually, but all to no avail. Huge age difference here. Gomes now 42, Tkach only 22. And Gomes has been a bit fortunate here not to leave something better. Tkach could probably have found a way to make that 3 and get on the 4, but decided there was greater value in playing the
extension call
hook on the 3, and she's played it well.
So this is a chance for Kristina. She's got to play the combo. Key shot here is to make sure she still has a shot on the 3 after this, which cue ball's coming away from the rail, so she should do. Nice shot.
Well, this is what she needs. It would be good to win the opening rack in any circumstances, but against the break, as it were, so much the better.
She needs the cue ball to slow down. That's not too bad. So she's got a nice shot at this purple 5.
Just to keep you posted on developments on the other table, Billy Thorpe is at the table on the hill, leading 4-2 against Mark Bosch. He's looking for his first win. If the Dutchman loses that, then he'll be played 3, lost 3, and as it stands, he's only won a total of 7 racks across those 3.
Billy Thorpe lost his first match against Naoki Oi 5-4. So there's a little bit of a story unfolding here on day 5. Kristina's got a tricky-ish 9.
Seen a few of these missed this week.
Yeah, usually where the 9 ball goes in the pocket tells a story, and it's gone in the heart of the pocket, so well played Kristina. She wins the opening rack.
Yeah, Gomes potted 2 balls off the break, but scratched in doing so. And Tkach has ended up winning that. And you could see there was a real sign of relief on her face. Now, Naoki Oi beat Kristina Tkach 5-4 just a few minutes ago. He's always good value in the interviews afterwards. Let's hear what he had to say this time.
Naoki, 2 wins, both on the hill. You're bringing us drama today.
Yeah,
yesterday two times. Whitewash. Today, here. Oh. But today, good game. I like one. Yeah, this one. Thing, sorting. Oh, miss. Yeah, lucky, man.
Yesterday you started very well with 2 wins as well, like you
Yeah.
said. In the evening you struggled a little bit more, so how will you change that today to learn from that experience?
Very good play yesterday. Go to the heaven, and then I see the I like. Oh my God, many miss bad image.
I think he only comes for the interviews. So Naoki Oi off to a good start. He's won both of his first 2 matches hill. One of those was against Kristina Tkach. She's 1-0 up with the break, but would you believe it, just as in the first rack, a scratch from the break, Carl.
Yeah, it was a poor break.
Ball in hand.
Sent the cue ball straight into that side pocket. Key shot coming up for Roberto. If he gets on this 2-ball good, the balls look to be sitting very kind. He doesn't want to be straight on this 2. And, well, he's under-hit that, so now he's going to have his work cut out to get on the red 3. So they see Roberto playing the shot behind his back. You do see that now and again. And I think he's played a good shot, killed the cue ball where the 2 was. 2-ball got a nice flick off the 3 and has left Kristina with problems. Now she's got to be careful here the way she hits this, because there's a small chance she could scratch. She could also pot the 2 in the top left. Well, that's not bad. I don't think he's hooked, but it's safe.
There's no disgrace in losing to the sort of players she's been losing to, Carl, but I think the really disappointing thing for Kristina Tkach, she's lost 5-4 against Naoki Oi. She was also beaten 5-1 by Mieszko Forchunsky, but it could so easily have been a different story. Some of the shots she missed. I think what's really going to get to her is she's had enough chances to win both of those matches.
Yeah, you're right, Michael. She's had opportunities in the matches. And I know we've said this before, but you want to get your first win on the board early, and then takes a little bit of pressure off you, because you just feel if you was to win another, you know, the way the week's gone, you're kind of guaranteeing your place back the next day. Alvin Ocean's won his first 2 matches on day 5. Of course, he's the only player left in the group stages who was here on day 1.
Yeah, he's played 31 matches in total, and he's about to start another one against Billy Thorpe over on the other table. As we were saying earlier, Gomes is a former World Championship runner-up and one of the most surprising players ever to reach a World Final. At the time, he was not particularly well known, wasn't one of the 32 seeds for the 2007 Championship in his home country of the Philippines, but an amazing run through the knockout stages, and 2 World Championships. He was 1 of the 32 seeds for the 2007 Championship in his home country of the Philippines, but an amazing run through the knockout stages, and 2 World Championships. had some really big winning margins over some big names, including an 11-0 against Niels Feijen, who won the group here yesterday. Got all the way to the final and just went down 17-15 to Darrell Peach. But he had made his name and made his mark on the pool world that week.
So Gomes just needs these 3 remaining balls and he will be off the mark in this match. It's an important match for Kristina, this one. She's not got off to the best of starts today.
Ooh, the 8-ball thought about it for a moment. But the 9 is routine. So a tale of 2 scratches so far. Both players have done so off the break and have ended up losing the rack. So it's 1 apiece. I was saying earlier, Carl, Gomes is now 42 years of age, but he's someone you feel who, if he could just find the right inspiration for 1 week and get a bit of a roll going and some rhythm and momentum, might just be capable of winning one of the very big titles like the World or the US Open. Do you think he's good enough to do that?
Yeah, I do. The only thing that I would maybe question is the older you get, you know, if you've got them battle scars where you've not quite done it yet, I do believe it gets a little bit harder.
Not too many battle scars in the life of Kristina Tkach so far. She's a bit too young to have accumulated too many of those at the age of 22, but she's in a tough school today, and ultimately, even if this continues being the trend throughout the day and she finds the going tough, I think it'll stand to her in the long run. Coming up against players of this calibre, even if she's losing most or even all of the matches, she's going to learn so much from it. Just starting out, really, although she's accomplished quite a bit already.
1 rack all.
Roberto Gomes, been around a long time on the other hand, and he's level at 1-all as he breaks off in rack 3.
But they do say if you keep knocking, the door will open, so Roberto is here. He's in the event. He's off to a good start, and that was a nice break. He's got an unfortunate...
Not another scratch. Sorry, Carl. It would have been remarkable to have 3 in a row off the break.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to disappear, didn't it, for a second, but luckily for Roberto, it stayed up. First glance at the table, the 8-ball is tied up to the 9, so that is a bit of insurance. This is not easy. He is going for the pot. Cue ball's on the rail.
Yeah, you called it, Carl. It wasn't easy. Now, Tkach has got to start making more of her opportunities. And this is a half-decent one.
Yeah, never easy queuing off the rail. Full length of the table. Do like Kristina's cue action though, Michael. She stays very still. What she would like to do is try and get an angle on the purple 5 after this shot, so she can try and knock the 8 and the 9. You know, split them up and then hopefully still stay on the green 6. That's what she's trying to do. So she wants an angle on this ball. I think she's got a little bit of an angle. She might be able to try and force over and knock into the 8-ball. not for Kristina, so she spotted something else. The 8 does go in the top right pocket, but, well, this is not easy to get on, and she's come round to have a look. Problem is, if she tries to knock the 8 and 9 out now and misses it, well, she's no shot. So she's got to get behind these 2 balls. Yeah, and that's not quite enough. So now she's got a difficult pot. This is not an easy shot.
But that's turned out absolutely perfectly. And this will obviously fill her with a bit more confidence than if it had been straightforward. She's had to do a bit of work. She's done it well, and Kristina Tkach leads for the second time in the match against Roberto Gomes at 2-1. More to follow.
2 minutes.
Sporting events should not be held until there are no new cases.
Well, that's right up there with the... No crowd, but who needs them? Just in terms of pure potting ability, he's just one of the best we've ever seen.
Oh my word. Incredible.
What a power-packed partnership it is. Start the engraving process.
Welcome back to Friday afternoon in Milton Keynes, Group 5 of the Predator Championship League, where Kristina Tkach, having come through her first group yesterday by finishing 5th with 2 wins, has started today with 2 defeats, 2 matches that, as they played out, she really could have won. Well, she is leading in her 3rd against Roberto Gomes by 2-1, and she'll have the break in rack 4.
Rack number 4. Kristina Tkach to break, leading 2-1.
Table 2, Albin Oceans won the first rack. He's playing Billy Thorpe. Yeah, that was a better break. Seemed to be a little bit more power on that break too, and she's going to have a shot on this one ball into the top right.
We've not had a break and run yet in this match, but if this shot goes to plan, she could have a chance here to do the first.
Yeah, it's not been the kindest of flicks for Kristina. Shouldn't really have been cannoning into another ball, and whenever you do cannon into other balls, you're always going to need a little bit of luck. So I think Kristina's gone for the jump cue. Not sure what Kristina's like with this cue. Not seen her play too many jump shots. She's trying to pot this in the top left.
Yeah, and the problem with that shot was, if it didn't work out, she had no idea really where the two was going to finish up. And I think she's left this on.
Yeah, Roberto, I think on the 4 ball he's going to have to play a combo onto the 5. That seems to be the obvious shot.
We were talking about when Gomes reached the final of the World 9-Ball Championship on home ground in 2007. He was also in the final of the World Cup in Manila, again on home ground. In 2010, Philippines, as hosts, had Efren Reyes and Francisco Bustamante as their main team, and they were the top seeds, but they went out to Indonesia in the second round, so the B team of Gomes and Dennis Orcolo were flying the flag. And they got all the way through to the final. They were 9-1 down, though, against China in a race to 10, pulled it back to 9-5 down, but then lost the next rack, so it was a 10-5 defeat.
Yeah, and he's hit the combo all wrong there. I'm not sure if Kristina can see the potting angle here. We get another look. Yeah, you've got to try and hit the ball you're trying to pot into the rail. There you can see it went wide. Very tricky for us to see if this ball goes or not. It's clearly very tight.
Attention call.
Never easy to play a shot when there's this much cue between your bridging hand and the cue ball.
Yeah, she's definitely not sure about this. That's why she keeps lifting the head up and down, just as, yeah. She has got an obvious type safety shot. Just chip the 4 onto the bottom rail, send the cue ball up.
She's running out of time, though. She called the extension. She's only got a few seconds here. Oh, dear.
Foul.
Yeah, that is the one thing you shouldn't do when you play pool. You should make your mind up, reset on the shot, and then give it 100%. She was up and down all the time, and she couldn't make her mind up. And then, in the end, she's paid the price, and it's going to cost her this 4th rack.
Strange match, though. I mean, in the sense, you don't see this much scratching in a cattery.
Yeah, there's been a lot of mistakes so far in this match, and it's a match that's very important to Kristina. She's yet to get off the board. Gomes has only played 1 match so far, and he won that 5-1. Looked very good in that match as well, Michael.
Yeah, he did. Hasn't really carried it through here, but it looks like he's going to be 2-2. He's been behind twice. And levelled it up twice.
Rack,
Kristina
Roberto,
Tkach
go.
and Roberto Gomes locked together at 2-all. Let's see what's going on next door. Albin Ocean having a good day so far. He hasn't been the best of starters to groups in previous days, but he's won his first 2 matches today and is going well here against Billy Thorpe, leading by 2-0. As Carl was saying, he's been here since Monday. The one day he doesn't want to be here is Sunday, because if he is, he'll have to play his sister. There'll be a unique kind of pressure in that. Jasmine Ocean coming in on Sunday. I think Albin would rather be sitting supporting her rather than actually having to go out and play her.
Yeah, you've just touched on something there, Michael. You know, on table 1 there is a few chairs behind the arena where, I mean, obviously there's no fans here, but let's just say if we wanted to go and sit there, I think we can go and sit there and sweat a bit of the live action if we wanted.
You just keep hold of the microphone, Carl.
I might just go and sit myself out there on the next match, and
Extension, please.
that'd be quite interesting from the players. They'd probably be thinking, what's he doing sat here? There's nobody here.
Well, of course, you were sitting on the perimeter a lot in your capacity as vice-captain at the Moscone Cup. I remember that headband you were wearing and the tiger mascot you were carrying around the place. Fan of the year.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen my hair this week, and it wasn't much better at the Moscone. That was the reason for the headband, and it was my little boys, so there's a bit of a thing going on there. Gomes gets the 5th rack underway. It's been one of the matches, Michael, where the balls have been coming out a little bit tricky, which is nice to watch. You don't want to see constant routes. You want to see, you know, the pool player's brain and how it works, and bank shots, jump shots, cannons and all this. So
yeah, there's no doubt about it. We've seen some great individual performances this week. Matches where players have played fantastically well and it's all come easily for them. But I think the matches we'll remember the most will be the ones where they've had to scrap a bit more for it and things have gone wrong and they've had to figure things out a little bit more. And you mentioned there about the way the balls have gone. Well, that goes some way towards explaining why none of the first 4 racks has actually been won by the breaking player.
yeah, and as we see here, Roberto probably just plays the worst shot all week, in the sense of a safety shot. He was trying to get the cue ball behind the purple 5, and Kristina might half a chance here of winning a quick rack, because of course in 9-ball pool, as long as you hit the lowest ball first and pot the 9, you win the rack. So it's kind of on. I'm not saying she should play it, and she isn't playing it, I don't think. I think she's playing safe, which is fine. Yeah, she's played safe. She needs the 2 to not hit the pink though.
I'm not saying that was the wrong shot, Carl, but do you think sometimes she just needs to be a bit more aggressive and try to force the issue and make things happen a little bit more, rather than being a little too willing perhaps to take the safety option?
Yeah, I suppose if we're being a bit critical, which clearly you are today, Michael, I think.
Every day, Carl.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I suppose it's how you feel as well. If you're not quite at the races, sometimes you want to duck and try and play the hook. The problem is she's left Roberto with an edge of this 2, and well, he clearly thought he could see the potting angle. That's why he hit it so hard, and well, he's left this. Actually, at first glance I thought he was going to sit on the 3, and cue ball is close to the rail, which is going to cause problems getting on her next ball, because the next ball is the red 3. So I don't know if she can pot this and bump the 3, or can she play it with a bit of right spin and try and miss the 3 and come down. Yeah, that's what she's done, and she's missed. This game's got very scrappy now. Both players are feeling the heat, not quite cueing at the best. They've both missed balls. As you said before, Michael, there's been a lot of scratches, so we're in a bit of a dogfight now.
No, it's cats who scratch.
Meow.
Anyway, she came within a whisker of being in there.
Extension call.
But the miss on the 2 just adds to the tension of this one. She's becoming, I wouldn't say increasingly desperate for a win, but increasingly keen to get one, because she wants to make up for the frustrations of the first 2 matches, both of which she could quite definitely have won.
So Roberto chips off this ball, trying to get behind the 8 or the 4, and as you can see, way under hit. So Kristina's got a good chance now. She can play a similar shot to Roberto, play it thin and get maximum distance, looking to get the cue ball down the bottom end of the table. Don't want to make this too fat. If you hit it too fat, it can often pop out, and this doesn't look too bad. Cue ball's going behind the 9. And it's a good shot. Yeah, so you can only see the left side of the table. So he's either going to play underneath the green 6 with loads of right spin, or he might play, well, he's gone for the jump cue, so he's got distance. It's quite close to the 9, but I think because he's jumping over the edge, well, he played that super quick. Shot clock in play, of course. That has been brought in by MD of Matchroom Multisport, Emily Fraser, and I think it was a good move, Michael.
Oh, I mean, couldn't agree more. I think it's been a different tournament and a different game the last few days. I think it's helped the players as well. Some of them had so much time to talk themselves out of shots, second guess themselves. They just have to get on with it now, and it's been absolutely the right move.
Nice pop there from Kristina, the way this rack has gone and the match. Once you start missing a few balls and playing a few weary shots, that just affects you between the ears a little bit. So another tricky shot coming up. How does she pot this and stay on the 4? Doesn't need to cannon a ball. Whenever you're cannoning balls, you're relying on a little bit of luck. Now, she does have a shot at this 4, but it's a long one. She needs to stay still and cue this well. She will have automatic position for the 5. Could have been worse, that.
Alban Ocean 4-0 up now on Billy Thorpe. On the other table.
Side pocket. There she goes.
And look where it's finished on the 5.
Yeah, often you see the players hold the hand up. If you don't see that in pool, what a pool player will do is tap the table. And I know in other cue sports, when they tap the table, it also means like a good shot. But in pool, when we fluke the ball or get very lucky, we can tap the table, meaning sorry. So that's what Kristina did. So she's played for the bank shot. If this goes in, she'll have automatic position on the 7. If she misses it, it could hit the jaw and go down the rail in another pocket. Let's see. Heart of the pocket. Good shot, Kristina. Now, she's played this rack pretty good, to be fair. She's made a couple of key shots. Missed a long, missable 4. Got very lucky in fluking it in the side, which has created this chance.
Yeah, it's one thing getting a stroke of luck like that when it leaves you with a straightforward finish. But that wasn't the case here. She still had to find a way. There was work to do. And now she's done the hard part. So it looks as though for the 3rd time she's going to lead. And for the 5th rack out of 5, the breaking player has ended up losing the rack. 3-2 to Tkach. Over on the other table, Billy Thorpe has just broken at 4-0 down. He's got the 3-ball off the break against Alban Ocean. And can he get through to the 1 there? I think he can, Carl. Well, maybe not the way he's lining up to it.
Yeah, he's kicking off the side rail, trying to play it in one of the top pockets. Got a good cue ball, so he'll be happy with that. That's all he can ask for.
If Ocean wins that one, that will be 3 wins out of 3. First time all week he's won his first 3 matches. I think yesterday there was a feeling around the place that it was just going to be Niels Fyen's turn. More and more as the day goes on, getting that sense about Alban Ocean. We've talked a lot about his attitude this week. It's improved a bit over the last few days, day by day, and today I've not really seen any antics from him or any negativity. So all the signs are positive.
Wasn't easy at all. So Billy Thorpe has been given a small lifeline over there on table 2.
Yeah, Billy Thorpe has already had 3 5-0 defeats this week. There haven't been that many whitewashes, or donuts, as we might say, and he's had 3 of them. And one of those was actually the last time he played Ocean last night.
Michael McMullen getting down with the pool terminology of a donut. That means when you don't win a rack.
In tennis, of course, it's known as a bagel. But it all amounts to the same thing, just basically snack foods that look like a 0. There's a phrase I never thought I'd use in commentary.
Yeah, so the safety shot has gone wrong. Not an easy pot. It's a thin one to the top left. Cue ball is very difficult to hold for the 2.
Time to order in the donut, it would seem, because Billy Thorpe has just missed the 7 and left it over the pocket. So Alban Ocean 3 balls away here from a 5-0 win.
Yeah, so Alban Ocean, he's doing well on day 5. Let's not forget he's been here since day 1. Well, Gomes plays a wonderful pot. A little bit fortunate to be on this 2, but he did pot the ball. That was the main thing. So Alban Ocean's just about to pot the 9 to give Billy Thorpe the donut.
Yeah, he's won 10 racks in a row against him now over the course of the last couple of days. Now Ocean is actually due to be on next over on the other table against Kristina Tkach. They're way ahead on that table. They've completed 5 matches. Only had about 3.5, let's say, on this table, so maybe a delay or perhaps some reworking of the schedule. Sure, Ocean would love to get on with his next match. He's getting a bit of rhythm going here, and on the brink now of yet another semi-final place.
He can still pot this ball even though it looks close. Yeah, pot it, yes, that'll do. Needs the cue ball to slow up. Well, that'll do. It stopped perfect to shoot the 7 into the top right pocket. This match is neck and neck.
Well, every single rack has gone to the non-breaking player. And that's why it's been 1 for 1 all the way through. Taking us to 3-all. This has all the look of being a hill finish. Will it be? Find out in a moment.
Rack, Roberto Gomes. Yeah, 2-minute break.
This championship is being played with the new Aramith tournament set. Featuring a unique molecular structure, it guarantees razor-sharp precision and unsurpassed longevity. Unquestionably the best pool balls in the world, this set is available in a TV and a value pack version, as well as in the new My Aramith Ranger of Ball and Q cases. Now you can bring and play with the best ball set everywhere you go. My Aramith, bringing new dimensions to your billiards experience.
And welcome back to Milton Keynes on the 5th afternoon of the Predator Championship League. Kristina Tkach has lost both of her matches so far today. She's had enough chances to have won them both, really. And she's in with a chance here. Nip and tuck all the way against Roberto Gomes. Never been more than a rack in it either way. It's 3-all. Gomes has the break in rack 7. But as I was saying just before the break there, all 6 previous racks have been won by the non-breaking player.
Yeah, interesting stat that one, Michael. 6 racks played, all won by the non-breaker. I think that just shows you the difficult situations we've had off the break, that's all. And look, another scratch. How many scratches have we seen in this match?
Well, that's 3 off the break-off shot from 7 racks.
Ball in hand.
Yeah, he was unlucky. He didn't park the cue ball in the middle, but he was going nowhere near the side, and a random ball come and flicked it in the hole. Heartache for Roberto Gomes.
I know I said earlier that having travelled all this way, Gomes would be itching to get started, but still didn't think we'd see quite as much scratching. And these are sitting very pretty indeed for the Russian.
Yeah, I think Kristina's playing for the blue 2 down table past the red 3. She's not playing this for the side. This is going to go in the left corner.
Only 22, but she's been playing for 14 years. Started at the age of 8. Now, she isn't the tallest woman even now. But of course, with pool, you can start at that early age. It's different in snooker. The table is obviously so much bigger. So anyone starting at that age has to stand on a box for a lot of shots and use the rest a lot. It's more manageable in pool to actually start playing at such an early age. Gomes was only slightly older when he started playing. He was 9.
Cue ball needs to slow up. Doesn't want to land on the 50-yard line. And that looks okay. She's on the right side of this 7, so once potting the ball, the cue ball naturally comes over for the 8. Doesn't want to be straight on the 8.
And that's exactly what she is.
She's down pretty quick, so I think she's got slight angle, so she's got to just force this over off the side rail.
Yeah, that was a good shot, that. As you said, there wasn't much angle, so she did have to put a bit of force in. It made it missable, particularly under pressure. But for the 4th time in the match, Kristina Tkach goes 1 rack in front. She's first to the hill at 4-3. She had 2 wins yesterday. One was against Kelly Fisher. That was obviously the match she would have targeted as the most likely to win. Indeed, Kelly Fisher lost all of her matches yesterday. Her only other win was against Billy Thorpe. Great result for her by 5 racks to 2. If she could finish it out here, it would rank alongside that. She does have the break in the 8th rack, Ordinarily, we'd be saying that was a great chance to finish it off, but incredibly, none of the 7 racks has been won by the breaking player.
Yeah, she was a little bit unfortunate in the previous match. She had chances to beat Naoki. She lost 5-4, so now she's on the hill again. She needs to get this win. You need to get your first win. That takes a little bit of pressure off you.
Yeah, now the thing is, yesterday, 1 win would have been enough to get her through, because Kelly Fisher, as I was saying, lost all of her matches, so she only needed to win 1 match to not finish bottom and get through. As it was, she ended up getting 2, but the pressure was off her a bit because we could see Fisher was struggling, so she knew, even before playing Billy Thorpe, that she was probably already through to today's play. It's a different story today. She may need to win at least 2 matches to survive into the next group. So a big 10 minutes or so coming up. You can see she's getting a bit nervous. She seems to be doing some deep breathing there and trying to keep herself composed. All understandable. She's playing players of much greater experience.
Rack number 8, Kristina Tkach.
So 4-3 up.
4 racks to 3.
And she's got the break.
Don't say the cue ball's going in. I was a little bit worried at first.
Well, we could have had 5 scratches off the break in this match. We've had 2 like that, and 3 that did actually scratch.
Yeah, she'd have not lost the cue ball there. Just looking at where the 1 ball is, she would have had a shot at that, wouldn't she? But because she's lost the cue ball, she's going to have to play a push out. And it's not an easy push out. Purely because of where the 1 is. So she's going to roll the cue ball all the way up to the top end of the table. Pretty much all she could do, really.
They'll both be quickly back into action. As I was saying, Tkach is due to play Albin Ocean next over on the other table. Roberto Gomes will be staying on here to play Mieszko Fortunski, who's had 1 win and 1 defeat so far.
So Roberto plays a good safety. Kristina, well, this is not easy to hit. I'll tell you what, that is a wonderful hit. Now, she's left it, but all she could do is hit it. She had to go close to the pink 4. It's a shame, really. She deserved better.
And particularly now that he's flicked that 7 away from the rail. It will be a big surprise if Gomes didn't take us to a hill finish here. Such a different match to the one he played earlier against Mark Bijsterbosch. The Dutchman had a bit of a nightmare, to be honest, but Gomes, in the end, it all added up to a very good performance from him as he won 5-1. This has been totally different. We've had a bit of everything. Scratches, bad positional shots, surprising missed pots, cat puns. We've had the whole lot, Carl.
Yeah, this match has had everything, and it still might have more because he's under his positional shot, so it's a thin one, or he's got to play safe. And he's played safe as he got behind the 6. He has. It's a good shot.
If this was earlier in the match and his opponent wasn't on the hill, might he have had a go at the pot there?
Yeah, possibly. I think a lot of it comes down to how you're feeling more than, I mean, scoreline, I suppose. Yeah, just if he's not quite feeling good, it might scare you. So you kind of like just want to play the percentage shot. But the problem is you're letting your opponent back to the table. You never know what happens. In this instance, the safety's paid off.
He had such a good chance to win the rack. Hasn't paid the penalty for passing it up. And surely now, with the second bite of the cherry, he won't be found wanting again. Well, if we are to have a 9th rack, and it follows the pattern of the match, Tkach is going to win it because, yet again, the breaking player has ended up losing. Four times now, Tkach has led by a single rack. And 4 times the man from Zamboanga City has equalised. We're going for a hill finish. Tkach is 2nd in a row. Gomes will be staying on this table to play Mieszko Forczynski of Poland, as I was saying. And here he is, getting ready for it. Very polite man. Quiet man, but loving being here, and one of the players on the rise on the European pool scene. We'll be seeing him in just a few minutes. What do you reckon for the final rack then, Carl?
Well, in the previous match, Kristina Tkach was playing the UKI and she lost hill. I just hope for her sake it's not the same result. I mean, I suppose you've always got to give the breaker, you know, a little bit more chance because, of course, the breaking. But as you said, the break's not really worked out for both players in this match. So
Roberto Gomes to break.
I just like it when both players get an opportunity in the final rack. Don't really like to see a break and run, unless of course it's a phenomenal break and run. What I hate is when they break off, pop 3 balls, and all the others just go over the pocket and there's no real pressure, and I like it when it comes out really awkward. So let's have a look. And awkward, it's come out, Michael. So we got action here. This is what I like to see.
Well, it's in keeping with the tone of the match, isn't it? We haven't seen a break and run at all. And a lot of the breaks have finished awkward. We've had a few scratches as well.
Yeah, and to be honest, both players have not broke great. They've lost the cue ball. The cue ball shouldn't be down where it's gone, and this has caused a problem, hasn't it? Because if you can imagine putting the cue ball around the centre of the table, Roberto would have had a shot here. Now, where do you push to? Can he tie a ball up? Can he tie a ball up and not leave a pot? This is a tricky push out. Anyone watching who's new to pool, you wouldn't really pull the jump cue out here because, well, it's just such a low percentage pot. If the one ball was over a pocket, you might see a player just pull the jump cue out straight away. Well, is he pushing out to a jump shot? If he pushes out to the bottom rail there, Kristina should 100% hand it back.
Push out call.
Right, let's have a look. Yeah, I mean, I don't want none of this, me. Well, you'd play the jump shot, wouldn't you, Michael?
Yeah, I'd have someone on standby to put on a new cloth afterwards and tell anyone not to stand behind the 8 ball there. They'd probably get one in the eye.
So is that his jump cue he's got? Yes, he's this is low percentage. I expect him to hit the one on the right side, and I think it will go towards the pocket.
Or even into the pocket. What a moment that could be.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying he had an easy push out at all, but that is a phenomenal jump shot. Played with control. Watch where the cue ball lands. Stuns it off the left side of the table and back out. If there's anything I would question Gomes' game, it is this type of shot. Long, straight, you have to stay still. Past the test, he's in prime position now. Great shot.
And once again, the psychology of the push out could well prove to be crucial to the outcome of this.
He's feeling the heat, you can just sense it in his body language. But he's at the table, he's got 5 balls left. It's all about cue ball control.
And this could really affect Tkach's psychology going into her next match. She's playing Alban Ocean. If she'd managed to win this, she could go into that almost seeing it as a bit of a free hit, and obviously in good spirits after getting a win under her belt. This way, it might be a case of, well, I've lost 3 in a row now, 2 of them hill-hill. It's not getting any easier having to play the man who's been the form player today. But it seems that's the situation she's going to find herself in. And this is set to be the only rack out of all 9 that's actually been won by the breaking player.
Now, this is not where you'd put the cue ball. I'm not saying this is difficult, but this isn't where you'd put the cue ball if you had ball in hand. Maybe I'm just begging, maybe I'm a Kristina fan. Played it well.
Little bit of a tester for the match though. You'd still back him any day of the week, but we've seen a few of these missed at key moments.
Yeah, downstairs in the practice room. This is unmissable. Could hit it thick, could hit the jaw.
Roberto Gomes was never ahead in the whole match. 4 times he went behind, each time he drew level, and then in the final rack he's managed to see it out. Roberto Gomes makes it 2 wins out of 2.